everybody.
Hi,
Hello.
Dr. Nick.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Sorry.
What the heck?
Dippers. Oh,
Why am I getting...
Okay, I got it.
Okay,
Old
cool.
Spice Gentleman Super Hydration Body Wash. Vanilla and
Oh, shit. It opened like 8 tabs in Kenku. That's cool. Glad to know that's broken still. I clicked once. It opened 4 tabs.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I think I got all the ads closed, finally, on Kenku FM. Hi. Sorry about last week. We were so rudely interrupted by a power outage. I was down for about, like, 10 minutes. And then it took, like, another bit for the internet to come up. But, we're back. Again, last week before we were so rudely interrupted by weather, you all had a interesting conversation with several individuals and a large group of people you had rescued from the prison in Stormmaw. Took a rest and headed back to the city, in which you got a letter and an invitation. To meet with several advisors under the guise of emissaries from Wilmeth. And I believe as you all were reading the letter on the boat is where my power went out.
Right, because it was while I was in the middle of making a Final Fantasy IV joke.
Yes.
Yep.
So with that, what do you like to do?
So, if we're meant to be emissaries from Wilmeth, and we kill these fiends, do we not then give Stormmaw a perfect opportunity or a perfect excuse to attack there too? And who is the 5th of these ministers if we're to kill 4 of them? I'm having some doubts about this.
Do we recognize all 5 names?
Yeah, they're all on the list that you were given.
It's 4 of the 5 of them, right?
Yep.
I just mean, do we recognize all 5 names, like from the lists we've compiled of people we need to kill?
Yeah, you recognize all 4 of the names on that list that you guys compiled from the other people.
So have we been given a compelling reason to not kill the 5th person?
No.
They haven't been handed it to us on a plate. But no.
So it's a meeting with 5 people.
4 people.
With 4 people. Wait, what was the 5th person then?
There were 5 ministers who were appointed under sketchy conditions, and they all 5 of them are suspected to be fiends. But we were told we would be given 4 of them. Is that right, Rai?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
so there's 1 minister we know is a fiend who has not been offered to us. So
perhaps 4 was just the greatest number he was able to assemble at one time without arousing suspicion.
So,
or perhaps that 5th one is much more powerful, and he wants us to take that one on when they're alone.
Which 4 of the incredibly English names do we have on our hit list? Or on this invitation, rather.
I am double checking, but I believe I gave them to you in order last week in the chat.
Yeah, I got the names of all of them, but which are the 4 that we have the names of for this meeting?
Yeah, so it's the first 4. The 5th one.
The first 4.
Yeah, Martin Lyon, Minister
Martin Lyon is Golbez.
Yeah, Martin Lyon is the name that's not on there. Again, I found an Edwardian name generator and had way too much fun.
Shook it till all the confetti came out.
Yeah, kind of.
Wait, so which of sorry, so we have those list of 5 that are probably fiends. Which are the 4 we've been which of those the one we have not been given? It's
Martin
Martin
Lion.
Lion?
Yeah.
Lion. Ah, one of them's named Cecil. I'll stop.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys got, I think I also said this last week off stream when I Skyped in on my phone. You guys have about 3 hours until the meeting. If there's anything you need to do.
We have freedom of movement around the city during those 3 hours, or do we have to stay here?
Or sneak around.
Meaning, like, if we were to go into the gates, can we show the guards the letter? Or, like, show them the king's signet stamp or something?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it would probably get you
Without
access.
showing them the contents of the letter, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. You would imagine the King Seal would probably get you access to the parts of the city you didn't have before.
Fair will pull out one of their daggers that they keep hidden on them briefly to twirl it between their fingers before stashing it away again and just look at the others and say, shall we start asking some questions inside?
Yeah, I'd like to see what this place is like. No one really can seem to tell us anything useful about it. Now seems to be our chance.
You guys want to head inside?
And plus, it's been a minute since we got to just wander into a new town.
Any immediate tide of undead or anything? So Fair has seen at least a little bit just inside the gate from the sailor.
Yeah.
But I imagine not farther than maybe like a block, if that.
Couple blocks in.
Okay. When I scryed on this place before, I think in game it was like 2 nights ago. Does anything look immediately different from 2 nights ago?
Not immediately different now.
Okay. Just like looking at the sky, any like different plumes of smoke or anything?
Yeah, nope, nothing like that.
Okay.
Well,
Nothing
what do you
vastly
think?
different. Yeah.
What do you think, Farzu? Stay on the boat, or do you want to check out this city?
Might be interesting to see what's all in this city. See if there's anything good.
This might be our one chance to do it.
Yeah.
For now, for these few hours, we're guests of the king, and no one can touch us.
That sounds like some fun.
After this meeting, I imagine we'll be wanted for murder.
Probably.
Arzu, with your keen mind and my pen, we should be able to make quite a good map of this place, I'd hope.
Oh yeah. How detailed are you looking for, though?
How much can you remember?
Quite a bit.
Start walking. Start mapping.
Okay. So as far as you going off alone,
I think everybody said they'd go.
Farzu's going to be looking all around constantly.
Picture him like driving the little like Google Maps truck with the 360 camera on top.
Dietrich will, with his Pact of the Blade, will not have his sword out. It'll just be vanished.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you guys can head through the gate, flash the seal of the king. Guards just kind of like do like the downward nod, open it up, just enough for you all to get through. And you are into the actual main tier of the city.
I think while Farzu and Fair are Google mapping, Dietrich is paying his own sort of attention to the place, and I think he's just trying to get a sense of the vibes. Like, is this of a lot of hustle and bustle going, a lot of activity?
Make an insight check. Farzu, you're the only one who has to do this. I'm sorry. Make a perception check.
I suck at perception,
I know.
but can I?
That's a 27 insight.
Okay, cool.
Can I have done what is it? Telepathic bond
Yes.
before we started going.
You absolutely could have cast a telepathic bond. I will also say, because Fair is helping you map this, you have advantage because they have, what, a 25 passive? 27 passive?
For
Cool.
perception,
Yeah.
only 21.
Only 21, okay. It's like 21, 21, 25.
21, 33, 16.
There it is, yeah.
Oh,
Investigation there,
I
metal
thought you
detector.
meant. I thought you were
Oh,
asking
sorry.
everybody's passive perception.
Yes, that's what I was. I think Fair
Yeah.
and Emerus's are the same, and then Dietrich's I thought was a 25, but it's a 23 apparently.
It's a 23, but only while I'm holding my shield.
Ooh, okay.
Without
Mine's
the
11,
shield, it's actually
so-
just an 18.
Okay. What did you get,
The
Farzu?
shield.
I got an 18.
Okay, cool.
That's 17 plus 1.
Nice. Cool. I've been on like a comparing it to like real world kick in terms of comparing things. It has a real like Moscow post World War II vibe where people are moving around and things are happening, but there is an air of uncertainty and oppression here. People keeping their heads down, not really having side conversations on the street. The vibes are whack. I would say on a 27, you also get the impression, like, people out on the street would probably not be willing to talk. Like, it is something they may get in trouble for. Because you do see a lot of city guard around.
Looking around this place, I kind of get the feeling nobody here has heard a dirty joke in about 7 years.
Oh, good thing you just strolled in.
I'm not sure it's an ailment I can cure in one afternoon.
Dietrich, let me know if you see anyone who looks like they might be useful for me to question, and also any quiet corners where I might be able to question them.
I'll keep an ear to the ground. This place seems utterly devoid of joy.
Just like home. Just sunnier. And can Fair sort of keep an eye out to see if there are any places that look like the guards are kind of ignoring, or either purposely ignoring or just kind of aren't getting around to check out? Like alleyways where they might be able to quietly murder someone and read their entrails.
You would
hypothetically.
Hypothetically, of course. You
Asking for a friend.
Is this friend a book that talks to you, by any chance? You would have your choice of alleys. Like back alleys if you go deep enough down them.
I think it might be more difficult here than in some other places we've been, but in Dietrich, try a few bars and taverns to just kind of try to get into a conversation or two and try to figure out, like, is there somebody around who seems like they might be useful to Fair? Knowing that people here aren't gonna want to talk necessarily, but I can start rolling.
Yeah. Give me an investigation check.
Can I help them out with that as well?
Yeah, you can have advantage on that.
Okay. First roll was a dirty 20.
Okay.
Second roll is a 24.
24, okay.
Or my passive 33.
And my passive is just 15. I rolled pretty well on both.
Yeah. But
so it's
you're also better with the insight part, so.
It takes you a couple bars. Like, it probably takes you a better part of an hour. But you do find a city comptroller type person having a liquid lunch.
I'll order one of whatever they're having.
Okay.
And just sidle up next to them. Take a sip. Like, another day, am I right?
As you take the sip, it tastes like a Manhattan, but salty for some reason. It's not very pleasant.
Grimace a little bit.
Yeah, I get that. Just kind of like can barely like has the drinking problem from Airplane where it takes him like 2 to get it to his mouth. Takes a sip.
Are you feeling all right, friend?
Yeah, I guess. Kind of looks down at his drink. It's like it's looks around, has enough common sense still left to look around the bar to see if there's like guard or something in there. Nothing's the same.
What do you mean?
Jobs shit.
Oh, sorry.
City's shit.
You work for the city.
If you can call it that anymore, yeah.
And what do you do for the city exactly?
I supervise.
Sounds like an important job.
It was when I had people to supervise.
And what do you do these days?
Mainly take long lunches. People with money who worked for me left. More got jailed up. I don't know what happened to the last of them. They've been missing. Got nobody left to supervise. No job left. They're still paying me, so I drink on their dime. And time.
But a person of your experience and skill, is all of that just going to waste? I'm sure you must know the city better than just about anyone.
In terms of like the sewers and stuff, probably, but there's a lot of people that are better at the city than I am, navigating it and such.
You're being modest.
Sure, if that's what it is.
Sorry, that was more of a question. I don't really understand modesty too well. I'm a seafaring man.
Not a lot of you let past the gates. You must be something special.
The few, the proud. Drop off my cargo and sail off this afternoon, and I imagine I'll be back here with more cargo in a few days. Over and over again.
Well, it must be nice to get away from this place.
I'm not from this place.
Well, I meant get away from it in general. I mean, you have to be from here to want to get away from it.
I suppose not. So things have gotten worse lately? You don't have to answer that if you don't want to incriminate yourself. Just give me a wink or something.
Kind of like nods his head. Kind of nods his head up and down, like, yeah.
In my head, with the telepathic bond, I will tell Fair where I am and that I found their mark. And then out loud, I'll say, well, as it so happens, some wealthy benefactors and I have a way that you can help.
Mhm.
If you're interested in our offer and hearing more, step outside with me, but wait 5 minutes so we don't arouse any suspicion. And then with that, I'll gulp down the last of my drink, set my glass down, and walk outside.
Okay.
And if I see Fair when I'm out there, I'll say, like, he'll be along in about 5 minutes. We can probably use this alley over here.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay. It's more like 8. When he
Sure.
shows up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if Fair is already waiting in the alley,
Mhm.
he'll come outside and just see me. And without making eye contact, I'll tell him, like, just down the alley to the left is my colleague.
Okay. It kind of stumbles. A few steps forward. Has to lean against the wall. Like, steady himself, and then starts to continue to walk.
As soon as Fair can see him, they'll cast Hold Person and cut his throat. And Soul Cage when he dies.
Okay.
And just mentally, Dietrich, well, I guess everyone will hear, like, gods, Dietrich, the guts are already pickled for me. I hope we'll be able to read anything at all from them.
He'll just chuckle. Walk down the alley to meet Fair. He was a city comptroller of some kind. Not much for him to do these days, but apparently he knows the sewers like no one else.
Interesting. Wasn't that where the resistance was hiding?
Apparently, yes. His knowledge of the sewers probably predates the resistance. Sounded like he'd been in that job for a while.
Alright, what are you doing with Soul Cage? Actually, you can think on that for a minute. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Might hold on to a couple charges to steal life later if things go south in our encounter.
Smart. It'll last, what, 8 hours?
Yeah. And I have 6 charges, I believe. Yeah.
And so one possible use of it is just like bonus action to heal yourself a little bit.
Yeah, 2d8 hit points.
It's not bad.
Yeah. For someone with wizard levels of hit points.
Yeah.
I can ask him a question. I can use a bonus action to give myself advantage on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. And then I can do the sensor. So I'm wondering, what do you guys think? I figured like at least one sensor in the sewers.
Yeah.
But I imagine there's just a lot of them, so...
I guess we can ask Rai if the resistance told us
Yeah,
what
any
part of the
particular.
sewers.
Mm-hmm. Oh. And then... questions that we could ask him. I also have a thought. Feel free to tell me not to do this, but make a divination question to Asmodeus to ask him where the fifth fiend is.
I don't hate it. I think maybe wait till after we kill the first 4.
Okay. Darn, we'll need to get another body then. Or, well, I mean, I guess this will still be fine. I'm sure the Lord of the Nine Hells doesn't need it completely fresh. And I guess by then I will have finished torturing this poor fellow's soul, too. But yeah, Emrys and Varzu, let me know if you don't want me to do that. I was trying to think if there's any other...
Well, I think if you worked for the city and you worked in some kind of administrative building, it could be worthwhile to have a sensor or two, like, around there.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the lay of the land?
Yeah.
But... Or perhaps even the meeting room, where we're going to meet these 4
The
ministers.
room where it's gonna
Like,
happen.
maybe he's, yeah, like maybe he's been in there, like at some point
Yeah.
in his career, probably. Like
Yeah.
it's any place he was ever at in his life.
Uh-huh.
Right, like if you kill the White House janitor, I'm sure that person has probably been in the cabinet room at some point
Mhm.
in the time they've been working there.
Sorry about that. Anywho's.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
While Fair's deciding what to do with the soul cage,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to, on the corpse, I'm gonna healing word so that the wound on the neck closes and there's no wound anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use the decanter of endless water to make it look like he pissed himself, and then arrange his body so it looks like he just drank himself to death in the alley.
Okay.
Since you compare this to Russia,
Yeah.
let's just make it look like he died in the most Russian way.
Fair enough.
What? I haven't even started yet.
Yeah, so what are you doing?
Fair, comma, enough.
Oh, sorry, my AC just went off and it hasn't done that in several days. So I was like,
Yeah.
what is this?
I felt warm air coming from my vent, so I had to see what the hell was going on. Apparently, the power
Right.
flickered and it turned on heat mode.
My
Sure, why
AC
not?
did the same thing today. Like I have it set on a certain temperature and it just is constantly blowing air, and then today it shut off. And I was like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh no, it actually just got finally cool enough. And I don't need to have it going all the time anymore. It's like the first time that's happened in a month or 2.
Yeah. Did we get from any of the resistance members we freed name like locations like that specifically in the sewers where they met? Basically enough of anything to discern if this guy had been to any of those places to set up one of the remote sensors there.
You did not get specific enough information.
Okay. And do we have the name of like what's the name of the place where we're having this meeting in a few hours? Where does the letter direct us to go?
Information. It is the Kitchener estate, so their house.
Okay. So I guess I will firstly ask this guy's soul if he's ever been to the Kitchener estate.
Oh yeah, because you used to ask his soul, right?
Yeah.
That's one charge essentially. Just asking
Yeah.
the question.
Hmm.
No.
Okay, so I have to name a place that he's seen in life. Maybe could have done more mapping first. Oh well.
Could you just say your office?
Yeah.
Like if he knows the place.
Yeah. Send a sensor to his office.
Fairly nondescript government building, probably not 8 blocks from where you guys are.
Okay.
The door is open and you can kind of see, because it's 10 minutes, right?
Hmm.
Probably 4 or 5 people total walk by in that span.
Okay. Is it like only his office, or are there like other offices in that room?
It looks like probably at one point shared it with somebody, but it looks like the other desk has, for lack of the word, cobwebs on it.
Okay. Let's see. And can I hear anything or see anyone talking?
You cannot see anyone talking.
Alright. Do I hear anything? Because I get visual and auditory information.
You hear the occasional, like, office chat in the hallway.
Okay. But nothing that seems of consequence.
Yeah.
Okay.
The medieval equivalent of talking about the Bachelor at the water cooler.
Yeah,
I don't know
okay.
what that would be.
Did you see that joust last night?
Yeah, kind of.
Did you see that ludicrous display last night? So it's 2 charges. Can he show me the open, like the biggest open room in the sewers closest to his office?
Yeah, absolutely. It seems to be some kind of like sewage distribution room. So there are pipes kind of on 2 walls, and you can see a ladder kind of coming down, and then 2 staircases go underneath the pipe to continue down into the sewer. And you can see that there's a ladder in this room, which appears to be probably how you get into it. And then there's also a door on the actual wall, because it's 3 walls, and then the 4th wall is where the sewers continue.
Mm-hmm. And is the ladder like metal riveted to the concrete or whatever, or is
Yeah.
it like someone stood a ladder, like a wooden ladder up against
No,
it, like it's not supposed to be
It's
there?
a riveted metal ladder.
Okay. Is there anyone there?
Not currently.
Okay. From where my sensor is, can I see like traces of if anyone's been through there recently?
Yeah, it doesn't look like abandoned.
Okay. I'll ask him, has he been to the middle city often?
Rarely.
Okay. Alright. I have 2 more charges.
There.
Hmm.
Do you mind taking a look in his home? I'd like to know if he had a family.
Alright. I'll have him show me his home then.
It it's on the smaller side, but it does look to be a single family home. But judging by the dust and things covering the surface, photos in frames kind of turned down in several places, if he had a family, they're gone. Either he got them out of the city or something else happened, you don't know, but...
Or they left him because he's a drunkard.
Mm-hmm. Always a possibility.
Yeah, Fair will let Dietrich know that looks like he might have had one, but not clear on what happened to them.
To steal a quote from my AP US history class in 11th grade, the only person this man loved was Jack Daniels.
Don't talk about me like that.
Hold on. Suppose it's nice to know he won't be missed. The perfect crime.
Crime. He was useful. Fair will stand up and prestidigitation the blood off.
Okay.
And share with everyone what they saw. Not sure how helpful, but
I get the sense that this city is asleep. While the Lord of the Nine Hells and his minions are running the show.